welcome to the Ergo Summit. In this video, we will explore essential marketing tips tailored for crypto startups. My name is Angie, and I've been in marketing for almost a decade. Today, I'll be sharing valuable marketing tips specifically curated for crypto startups like yours. Whether you're launching a new token, developing a decentralized application, or revolutionizing the DeFi space, these tips will equip you with the knowledge to navigate the marketing landscape. I've been receiving a ton of messages from technical founders to give them tips on how to start marketing for their crypto startup. And the most common thing I've been hearing over and over again was connected to social media, how to start their content plan or find relevant visuals. So at this point, I was about to collect all necessary marketing tips that could serve as a how-to guide, or simply saying, give an overview of creating marketing around your project step by step. And in this video, we will talk about marketing strategy, planning, we'll go through the most important points of it as positioning, we'll touch on branding aspects, of course, social media tips, and discuss further marketing tips that can be helpful for you. So let's dive into some key marketing insights that will help your project gain traction and attract a dedicated community of supporters. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for getting more insights and updates from Ergo platform. Let's start with the definition of marketing real quick. Marketing, or let it be digital marketing, builds value and demand for future users and uses digital channels to attract and retain customers. Any marketing is based on strategy. The strategy explains how the initiative will reach its objectives. So anyway, anyhow, it's worth starting your marketing with strategy first. All in all, strategy is a document. Sometimes it can be 2 documents depending on the information you have, and you have it constantly updated. Ideally, you have a strategy for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, and 5 years. This document helps gather, analyze, and organize information on competition and threats, industry trends, forecasting analysis, your future opportunities, and developed solutions. We do it with the help of 5 W's, 5 questions that you should know the answer on. So we divide your strategy document into 2 parts, where firstly we need to analyze all the landscape around us, and secondly, propose instruments and develop solutions. Analytical part includes 3 main analyses: market analysis, audience analysis, and competitor analysis. So where do we take the information? Literally everywhere. Google search, Google Analytics, email surveys, monitoring of reviews, research of subscribers, groups, and etc. For example, articles and media press releases. This information is highly valuable. However, it has to be multiplied by 0.8 ratio, since almost all the information there is either sponsored or written by companies themselves. But the main point here is to take general information about the market. For the audience analysis, we need to create our buyer personas to understand who are your customers and what interests they have. 3 portraits are enough to diversify your messages. So here we need to collect the information as much as we can and then segment this into small pieces. The best option, of course, is to know your customers in real life, so you have the right idea of how to communicate with such people and what pains you can heal with your product or service. To compare direct competitors, you need to study their business metrics and marketing strategies. See which sites they are picking up traffic from and what the traffic volume is. Also, there are batches of tools helping in such research, such as SimilarWeb, Crunchbase, and different tools to collect information from social media channels. Okay, so when we have all the research done, we collect it into the document. We collect market, competitors, and audience. And at this point, my congratulations. Now you have a basis to start. Positioning should also answer the following questions. What do we promise to users? Why should they choose us? What problems do we solve? How do we talk about this? What are our advantages? What do the users say about us? Positioning is the first and most important thing that you allocate for yourself at the stage of company development and at the stage of marketing development. Why is this so important? Because this is the information that is going to be duplicated, copied, and modified anyhow within some period of time, but the sense of it will remain the same. This info will be reflected on the main page of your website, it will be on your future landing page, it will be in your social media content, presentations, and so on, and it shouldn't vary. That's how we reach consistency, and all the people in the organization that perform their role know what they actually do. Positioning is just one key message. This info can be the first to be studied while, for example, onboarding a new member to your team. And also you should keep in mind that all your products have their own positioning message. A unique value proposition is the best way to communicate your key message in the right way. So-called communication strategy. It's a very important aspect that helps with quality planning, saves time in communication with contractors, for example, and you have everything in one place. And also you will protect yourself and your employees from errors with this help. So I recommend not skipping this phase at all. There's also a universal formula that will help you create your unique value proposition. UVP is firstly distributed by key segments and then we use it in creatives. You take the customer segment, describe it, understand the segment's demand for your product and the barriers that they may have, and then broadcast the message everywhere. And beyond that, we are ready to create an ecosystem of pathways, provide guidance and tools that we will use to implement our strategy. We list all possible sources where our product can potentially be advertised or mentioned and build a map for our convenience. So the example you can see over here. Therefore, in a product marketing kit, we describe positioning, the information about how we differ from competitors, what problem we solve and how we talk about that, and finalizing with further marketing instructions. It should be a super detailed plan how to launch advertising campaigns. And of course, last but not least, is a team project group who will implement the strategy, roles, who is responsible for what kind of activities, and their KPIs. To give a short summary, firstly, exploring the market is crucial. It's essential to have an understanding of the industry landscape and your target audience. Expand your network of contacts and seek insights from insiders within large companies and investment funds. Attend meetups and conferences to connect with like-minded individuals and stay updated on the latest trends. Be an avid reader of articles and annual reports to gain valuable knowledge about the market. By learning about your competitors and understanding the behavior of your target audience, you'll be better equipped to make informed decisions and form opportunities. Secondly, focus on positioning and provide with clear instructions. Determine your unique value proposition, a concise sentence that captures the essence of your product or service. This will enable you to tailor your message effectively. Identify the channels through which you will communicate your unique value proposition. Create a comprehensive document that outlines the requirements for your performers and establish key performance indicators. This will ensure everyone is aligned and working towards the same objectives. Further, we will speak about branding, but meanwhile, let's return back to one highly important aspect: consistency. So sometimes I really feel like consistency can be a basement for your brand, because the biggest challenge for a company is to talk everyone around about your vision and mission and not to mess up with your positioning message. So everyone stays on the same page, even within some period of time. And you need to have your planning and have everyone in your team know about your regular activities, schedule, guidelines, and as well as your community should receive a portion of engagement content on time. That can be the biggest bottleneck to overcome. So tip number 3, brand consistency is a core for marketing success. It also can be referred to organizational model. And I also wanted to show you guys an example of a marketing mix, because usually one can find just a schematic representation of it. So here you can see a marketing mix. It's a set of controllable tactical marketing tools that you use in your promotion. It is also a document, and when you have all the information gathered, you can easily implement it further, and it's highly helpful in building consistency around your brand. So, a few words about branding. 2 main goals of marketing are lead generation, to acquire new leads, investors, right? And brand awareness. So all that we do in regards to how the website will look like, or what tone of voice we choose, what PR we develop, and of course value proposition, all of this is branding. When you work for a company, you become a part of this company. You become a part of its branding. So that's why your team should have your universal style, even in social media or presenting online or offline. So I mean that in this case, your personal brand partially becomes your business brand, and vice versa. If your business brand refers specific values, therefore your personal brand should reflect same values. And just in this case, you can get the synergy, and will be it will help you. It will be much easier to network and attract users. Basically, that's why collaborations with brands help in acquiring more audiences with shared values. So in order to develop a compelling brand, it is highly recommended to take into consideration 3 aspects of branding. I divided them into tangible, intangible, and just brand assets. And here is also worth saying that, for example, event management stands very close to branding, like meetups, participation in events, attending conferences, exhibitions, etc. Education of your users is also a part of branding and brand awareness. The psychology behind marketing. So here, every project starts with 2 problems. First of all, nobody knows about your project. And second, when people got to know your project, they do not buy into it, meaning they are not curious about it. So first one is attention problem, to getting people find out about the project. And second one is persuasion problem, or sort of conversion problem. Robert Coles, in his video about crypto marketing, talks the psychology behind marketing projects, and I find his ideas extremely helpful and up to date. So marketing create opportunities, like to set the opportunity for the company to reach a specific goal. For example, to create an introduction, organize a networking event, any activity that creates a sort of opportunity. Further, sales are closing such deals that marketing attracted beforehand. Out of this, we can see that the first explanation is all about attention, and second one is about persuasion and conversion activity. I want to touch on this because in marketing world there are two buy-ins: a psychological buy-in and a literal buy-in, and those two aspects are highly important. Then I would like to discuss what determines a talking price. From marketing perspective, it can be broken down into intrinsic value and perceived value. So what you want to do is to increase the value of perception. This is the one to be commonly manipulated. So why you should do this? If you increase the perceived value, then you have the increased capital coming in from the investors that you attracted, and then you use the capital to increase the intrinsic value. The more perceived value you have, the more capital you have, the more opportunities you have to increase the intrinsic value. How? For example, by being able to hire top talents, to get best resources that you need for your campaigns, for your business, that leads to even more perceived value. So it goes in cycle. So in order to set this all up, you need to understand the macro landscape and decrease your need in the micro. In this concept, micro is less important because while you're focusing on details much, you firstly need to understand the value of communication that forms your magnetic vision and build the rest micro around that vision. Your competitive advantage can be found in your community and branding because it's extremely hard to replicate. People don't buy a brand, they join a brand. That's what is the most important to achieve. Speaking about networking, I've always believed that networking is a crucial part of any business, and the longer I work in Web3 space, the more this conviction grows. So networking is a must. Fundraising, intros, exceptional vendors, access to highly efficient influencers, hiring a team of your dream, like none of these are issues if you know the right people. So you would agree. And even more important to know negotiating basics of persuasion. So networking is a tip number 4 in this presentation. Improve your network skills. Can different authors writing about contemporary psychology or psychology of persuasion. I have also noticed several AI tools, or better say applications, which help people expand their networks and connect you with new people in Web3 who match your profile. You also can use LinkedIn and just friend everyone you need. And if you find connections in LinkedIn, don't forget to send the first message with an easy introduction of yourself and how can you help this person. Believe me, it helps a lot in growing connections, and being also polite is not a secret. It always makes you a people person. Next tip, social media. So there are many different channels where you can grow your presence. We will need another video probably for such purpose. However, let's talk about some general insights and then go deeper and discuss some later Twitter updates. We can talk about social media a lot. There are many of them, and when you see the list, you'd like to grow your presence and find your crowd. However, I would like to point out here that you do not have to be everywhere. So what you better do? You choose channels that you know with your target audience and focus only on them. Otherwise, if you are just starting to promote the product you focus on, you need to test channels for a certain amount of time. Conditionally 3 months on the channel testing. You can start advertising, start content, collaborations, and etc. You can give a small budget to it, like from 5 to 1 grand per month. And then after a test, look at the results. Make conclusions about whether it is possible to work with the channel further. If it works, budgets go up. If it doesn't work, we shut it down and focus on another hypothesis. So it is important to remember that any advertising or rolling out of the channel needs time, and this time is calculated in months, so waiting for quality results from day to day doesn't make any sense, and anyway doesn't save your budget. So how to simplify work with social media? There are special services that do auto posting, for example. They allow you to plan your content for a week, a month, 2 or 3 in advance. And then these services automatically post this content for you. They also have basic analytics that shows the number of views, number of shares. So it saves you a lot of resources. Next, I would like to share some insights on how to set your Twitter strategy. We'll speak about, firstly, account branding. When people visit your profile after seeing viral content, their decision to follow you is often impulsive. A professionally designed cover image, a unique profile picture, and interesting bio can help to convert visitors into followers. Unfortunately, the number of followers displayed on your profile plays a significant role in decision making for your future followers. And having more followers increases the chances of random visitors to follow you. If you are a no-name, lesser-known creator, you have 2 options to improve your follower account. Option 1, be consistent and gradually increase your following over time. Recommended for slow growth, 100% organic growth. Gain a few thousand real but inactive followers through a giveaway and replace them gradually with engaged followers. So initially, you can cover a broad range of topics to increase the chances of going viral. As your following grows, prioritize retaining your audience by covering subjects that interest them first. And of course, stay true to your account's narrative and focus on subjects you understand well for long-term success. For going viral, different types of topics can go viral, including trend-based topics and those addressing popular issues. So in order to follow them, you need to monitor Twitter closely to stay informed about trending topics. It's very good to use lists, for example, gather tweets from media outlets and track conversions in spaces. You need to write down intriguing threads, ideas. You can also use just simple notes for such purposes. So there are 4 parts to viral tweet: is readability, powerful hook, personal body, and emotional closer. The landscape of tweet rankings has undergone a dramatic transformation, and Twitter has unleashed its newest algorithm. Every time a user engages with your tweets, you gain valuable points, thereby boosting your ranking. The impact of replies has significantly increased. Furthermore, getting your profile clicked is now a key element contributing to your ranking. Twitter has integrated the PageRank algorithm from Google. This means that your interactions with other users have a direct impact on your reputational score. However, caution is advised as interacting with users who post NSFW content or US political content take you deranked. Also, new users can face some troubles because now it takes more than 30 days to start having people see your tweets. Being a Twitter Blue subscriber, utilizing images and videos, incorporating news URLs, and having a verified account all contribute positively to the visibility and ranking of your tweets. So everything stays as usual to that leads to more engagement. So the universal formula for an updated Twitter: to use more multimedia. Let's continue on the topic of PR and influence marketing. Why should we care about media coverage at all if it's not that efficient for acquiring new users? So let's highlight. Media coverage doesn't give leads. It aims at brand awareness. Besides that, PR has some benefits that are worth listing. Improved activation. Top-tier media content is perfectly read by search engines. So when a user or potential investor starts Googling your brand, they will definitely see an article from trusted media featuring your project. It gives several extra points to your trust score and your brand. So the activation rate among Googling customers is likely to increase. About trust building. In the existing community, media articles also have a positive impact on user loyalty and may increase their activity and reactivate the users who have been inactive for quite a while. And also it gives better site ranking in search. The more websites with high search ranking refer to your website, the higher position and ranking it achieves in search. This is a positive side effect of PR with link building. Continuing the theme, I would highlight the following. While marketing is always a paid activity, PR is just a native organic activity and doesn't require direct payment. That's the primary difference between marketing and PR, so don't mix that. So how to PR then? You don't need a PR if you're small or if you don't have enough time or an allocated budget for this. Because PR initiative is a very long-lasting and budget-requiring initiative that probably you will be sick of at one point. So let's list what PR does. Establish a communication strategy, produce and distribute news, lead columns in media, organize interviews, help with personal social media profiles. And if you feel like you are ready to dive into the world of PR, so we can discuss 4 possible ways how to do this. The best option is to start with press release distribution services on a monthly basis. So the average cost of such service is $500 for a press release. So if the media is interested, they will post the news about your story on their website. So for such purposes, you can use Presswire, BusinessWire, Global Newswire, and so on. You also can have an in-house PR department that will curate public relations with media and influencers if you have resources. And it's extremely important in this case to hire people who already have the relevant network and experience, because cold emails in this field do not work. A good PR manager will charge a lot depending on their location. It's around $5,000 to $8,000. Most agencies deal with sponsor articles too and other formats. But it's not real PR agency. However, there are some real PR agencies that you can find too. So they pitch media, they create stories, they create comments from your site. On average, PR agency costs a lot, and so it can be from 4 to 15 grand. If you have a hot news to pitch, you shouldn't avoid introducing yourself to get introduction from your investors, so they can introduce you to large media, and such collaborations is usually for free. Marketing consists of strategy, planning, tactics, implementation that lead to infrastructural analysis of your activities, so-called results. And while you're creating a decentralized ecosystem, you should never forget to collect your data and analyze it. This framework is one of the most popular models, also called the Pirate framework. Considering that this model is very straightforward, I usually use it to compose marketing strategies and track metrics. This framework stands for the 5 phases in your customer life cycle. They are acquisition. For example, where are customers coming from? In this part, we actually refer to the classic user acquisition methods for advertising, content marketing, SEO, for example. Activation stage, how to turn acquired customers into active customers. Website conversion rate is the most important metric to track here. Can be improved by sneaky UX, onboarding, and etc. How to make potential customers come back. Here we should pay attention to the retention rates weekly. One retained customer is better than two new and not activated. Referral stage, how to get customers to recommend your service. Community building, referral campaigns, ambassador programs usually increase the percentage of referral traffic. And how to turn potential customers into investors or increase their LTV. In DeFi, users usually start paying on the activation stage, so thus we need to optimize their lifetime value and decrease marketing costs. So here is a very basic template that highlights the most widely used instruments on each funnel stage. Combining all of them in one strategy actually allows to test multiple hypotheses and have optimal performance at the very start. And there are some insights of tools that can significantly ease your day-to-day work. Of course, I listed not all of them, as the key point here is to find the most relevant tools for you and conduct your own infrastructure that you'll be happy to use then, and which will give you best results, of course. Nowadays, you also can find many AI-based tools, so you only need to formulate your request correctly. So all in all, there are great variety of them, from those that helps you write eye-catchy content to creating scripts, video editing, or logo creation. So first and foremost, always start with your strategy. Having a clear vision and a well-defined plan is crucial for navigating the complex world of marketing. Identify your goals, set actionable objectives, and outline the steps needed to achieve them. Your strategy will serve as a compass guiding your decisions and actions towards long-term success. Secondly, it is vital to ensure that you exist. In today's crowded marketplace, establishing a strong presence is more important than ever. Develop a strong brand identity and resonate with your target audience. Craft compelling messaging, engage in effective marketing campaign to create awareness about your products. Look for inspiration in various industries, observe successful businesses, and adapt their strategies to suit your unique needs. By combining different ideas and approaches, you can create something truly remarkable that will differentiate yourself from the competition. Create lists to stay organized and prioritize your tasks. Network with like-minded individuals, industry experts, and potential partners through social media or offline collaboration. Use new opportunities. By working together, sharing knowledge, and leveraging collective expertise, you can achieve far greater outcomes than going it alone. And all of this presented tips are extremely exciting, and of course I'm limited in time to talk about each one in all details. However, I try to expand all topics as much as possible due to the time limits. Hope you got the overview of marketing, as I try to give you a primary structure how to act while launching your marketing. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know which topic you like the most. Maybe some of you have anything to add, therefore don't hesitate to leave your vision and comments down below. Maybe you already tried any of the tips and can share your experience with our community for future campaigns. Meanwhile, I wish you good luck with your marketing start and intense growth. Cheers!